Yeah. Hair flip? Yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip? Yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. And hair flipping on these hoes. Hi.
Arrests have been made in the death of the mother of a missing boy. Milwaukee police told our partner station WISN is reporting several arrests in the Mallory M. Munzenberger case. They did not identify the possible suspects. Munzenberger's family released a statement Thursday saying Mallory was the victim of domestic violence. Munzenberger was the mother of Major P. Harris. 3. An Amber Alert is active for Major. Munzenberger was found dead near North 37th Street and West Clark Street in Milwaukee. WISN reports she suffered several gunshot wounds. On October 17th, police responded to a home in the 5400 block of North 41st Street looking for a suspect in Munzenberger's killing. Police say Jaheim K. Clark was found dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Clark's vehicle was also located. An Amber Alert listed Clark as being the suspect in an abduction of Major Harris. Harris has not been located. Major's father, Carlton Harris, traveled to Milwaukee from West Virginia to help in the search for Major. He was critical of the police department's investigation. His quote, "The Milwaukee Police Department is a joke," Harris said. "There's no faith in the police department." The police released this statement to WISN. City government is very engaged in the search for Major Harris, and that includes the police department, the health department's Office of Violence Prevention, and even the Department of Public Works. We understand the feelings of frustration and anguish of those close to Major, and we are working steadfastly to find him. Milwaukee police have 2 people in custody related to the homicide of Mallory Munzenberger. According to the 2 law enforcement sources with knowledge of the situation, the police department confirmed to the Journal-Sentinel late Wednesday that multiple people had been arrested as part of the investigation, and 2 were still in custody as of Wednesday evening. The search for her son, Major Harris, remains active and ongoing, police said on Wednesday, the same day that the child's father issued a desperate plea for help. Munzenberger, 25, of Unalaska, was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds in the backyard of a home in Milwaukee's North Side October 14th. Police quickly developed a person of interest in 20-year-old Jaheim Clark, but he died by suicide as officers approached a home he was staying in on October 7th. Clark has since been labeled a suspect in Munzenberger's death and Major's disappearance. Police have taken people into custody who they believe have knowledge of what happened. The child's father, Carlton Harris, said his emotions were wearing thin after police and searchers have turned up little trace of his son, who was last seen October 9th after traveling to Milwaukee with his mother. His quote, "It's been too long and I'm afraid," he said. "So much time has passed and I'm getting angry. I'm getting upset and I'm tired of being humble about my son. I'm begging y'all, please." Tuesday, police officials said they had nearly exhausted all leads and were now relying on additional information to come forth from the public about Major's whereabouts. Police are asking the public for information on Clark's actions and whereabouts between October 9th and 17th. Carlton Harris said he drove from his home in West Virginia to be in Milwaukee. He has met with police and participated in multiple searches led by volunteers. He said Wednesday he has hardly slept or eaten since arriving here. It's unclear what kind of relationship Munzenberger and Clark had. Police said Tuesday the 2 were acquaintances but had little information despite cooperation from Munzenberger's family and associates of Clark. I'm not in her personal life, quote from Carlton Harris. I don't know what she had going on, and I don't even want to speak about her. May she rest in peace. That's still my son's mother, and I love her. But my main focus right now is finding our child. The Journal-Sentinel has not been able to reach Munzenberger's immediate family for comment. On Monday, police organized a search party to canvass the areas surrounding a laundromat where Munzenberger's vehicle was found. On the 5200 block of North Sherman Boulevard, less than a mile south of where Clark was killed himself. Blood was found inside the car and test results are pending, according to police. The police department's search has encompassed multiple areas in Milwaukee and has taken them as far as Dodge and Washington counties. Separate volunteer searches led by community activists such as Von Mays, Tory Lowe, and others have focused on other areas such as McGovern Park, Washington Park, and the Havenwood State Forest. But police said Tuesday they have no plans to canvass any other areas like they did Monday until they receive additional credible information from the public. Carlton Harris has since grown critical of the police department's efforts. On Wednesday, he called the police department a joke and said he was frustrated they weren't concentrating their search on other wetland areas around the city. He said he understood why members of the public with relevant information may hesitate to share with police. In Milwaukee, officials have acknowledged that police lost credibility with some people following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis last year and the protest against police brutality that followed. Quote, I feel like if they had the trust of the people, my son would have probably been found, Carlton Harris said on Lowe's radio show Tuesday. I understand the frustration of the people. I do understand because I'm part of that struggle. But when you lose a child like this, especially a 3-year-old, you look at life different. So I'm asking the community to have some type of empathy and sympathy for my family and what we're going through. After the news conference, Carlton Harris went to Washington Park, where he met about a dozen volunteers who gathered to help look for his son. Volunteers greeted him with some offerings of hugs before splitting off in pairs and canvassing the area. Among them was Jennifer Hasse Price, who drove up from her home on the city's south side after seeing Harris' news conference streamed on Facebook. She instantly thought of her own 1-year-old daughter and felt compelled to help. She said, "If it was my kid, I would want people to look," she said briefly while tearing up. She said she wanted Major's family to know people in Milwaukee support them and won't give up looking for him. "Just hold on," she said. "Pray. I know it doesn't seem like much, but we're a community." Rodney Pettis, a painter, was working a job near Washington Park on Wednesday when he heard about the volunteer effort. He came out on his lunch break and searched the edge of the lagoon. "It's heartbreaking," he said. He remembers searching that same park nearly 20 years ago for another missing child, Alexis Patterson, whose case remains unsolved. His quote, "As far as Milwaukee, we're more than the Bucks," he said, referencing to the championship-winning team. "We do come together when we need to." Still, as he looked around the vast park, he wondered why there weren't more people helping. "Everyone should be out here," he said. The family of missing 3-year-old Major Harris and his mother, Mallory Munzenberger, who was killed last week, released a statement Thursday. On behalf of the family of Mallory Munzenberger and Major Harris, we want to extend our many thanks to the Milwaukee community volunteers and the Milwaukee Police Department for all of your diligence in searching for Major. It has truly been a helpless feeling for us that have not been able to assist in the search for Major due to having to prepare for Mallory's funeral. We are heartbroken as we prepare to say our final goodbyes to Mallory, who was taken from us in such a violent fashion. Mallory was a beautiful, kind soul who loved her little boy with all of her heart. She raised him as a single mother, working 2 jobs, at times trying to provide for him. Her early aspirations were to become a nurse, and she would have made a very caring one. Mallory became involved in a life she never shared with our family. She was much too private. She was an honest person with too much trust, we found out. As we have been searching through her belongings, we came across her high school senior project. How ironic that the topic she chose to present was domestic violence awareness. Mallory faced her death in the hands of domestic violence in October, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Mallory was raised in a family unit based on their strong faith. She attended Bible studies, Bible camps, weekly church services, and daily prayer. Her son was her life, her joy, her purpose, her future. She loved her family. As we look through the pictures of her growing up, we continuously see her contagious, sweet smile. You couldn't help to be drawn to her lovable personality. She had quite an innocence about her. She never had to be there or the center of attention. More than likely, she was the one smirking in the corner of the room with the devious looks of hers. Mallory's life will not be forgotten. We will never let her memory go. We will continue to search for her beautiful baby boy Major and bring him home to La Crosse, to the family that loves and cares for him. Major has been a part of Mallory's family since his birth, and his missing has left an incredible void in our lives. We will always approach the month of October with a new appreciation and awareness on her behalf. We ask that all of us keep the victims of domestic violence in your hearts and say a prayer that their souls rest in peace. As we transition our focus of putting Mallory to rest, we will never rest until we locate Major. We are desperate for any information regarding his whereabouts. If you have any information, please contact the Milwaukee Police Department and bring Major home. Hashtag Major Strong. So when it comes to Major's father, Carlton, I understand his frustration. His son is missing. I mean, how scary of a feeling. So I just think he's just really frustrated and scared. So him saying what he said about the police department, I think he meant it, but still at the same time, I think he's just really upset. But the police department, I don't want to blame everything on them because I feel like they can only do what they know. They can only go where they're led to. So, but with that being said, the police did drop the ball when it comes to Major in a few different ways. Let's start with how Major's mother was discovered Thursday morning. 6 o'clock, she was pronounced dead at 6:30 a.m. Here's the problem with that. Her family was not alerted of her death basically until Saturday. She was unidentified. So Major was not, an Amber Alert should have been done for Major on Thursday. The Amber Alert did not happen until Saturday evening. Okay? Almost 48 hours later, pretty much. So Major had been gone for almost 2 days or a little bit over, and no one even knew, that he was missing. The Amber Alert didn't go off for Major until Saturday. The Amber Alert should have went off for Major originally on Thursday, but I'm assuming the police department was not aware that a child was present. So I'm assuming that Clark's mother, the suspect, she didn't know that Mallory's son was present or had been there or anything in that regard. So that's how I'm assuming that the ball got dropped in that situation, because Clark's mother never said anything about a child, anything about Major or anything like that. So why would the police think that they need to be looking for a child when they found Mallory alone? So basically, when the police reached out to Mallory's family, which her father is the one that was asked to come and identify the body, that's when they got the information about Major, which was on Saturday. So that's why the Amber Alert went out on Saturday. So if the police, I feel like if they would have found Mallory's family sooner, maybe we would have more details when it comes to Major. So I understand Carlton's his frustration, because it's like, well, y'all already didn't report my son missing until 2 days after he was missing. So it's a whole 48 hours to where the suspect was on the loose with Major and nobody knows what happened. Major could literally be anywhere. So let's not give up. I was just coming to update y'all. Love you guys so much. If you have any details, we have the number posted. It's also on my community feed. Once again, rest in peace to Mallory and sending positive energy to Carlton. I really, truly hope that he finds his son, and I really hope that Major is alive and okay. And prayers to the, Munzenberger family, because this is just Ooh, this is just such a scary thing. So once again, I'll see you guys on the next video. I was just coming to give you guys an update. I love you all. Till the next video. Bye. Milwaukee police confirmed that 3-year-old Major Harris is dead. Police and community members were searching the area around 35th and Center Streets Thursday afternoon. The boy's body was found in a storage container near trash cans near 35th Street and Roar Avenue. The confirmation came shortly after police told our sister station, WISN TV, they were calling off the search. The reporter stated he witnessed Major's father collapse in grief. Authorities are still investigating how and when the boy died. Major and his mother, 25-year-old Mallory Munzenberger, have been missing since October 9th. Munzenberger was found dead with 7 gunshot wounds in the backyard of a Milwaukee home on October 14th. Setting the search off for her son. The suspect in Munzenberger's murder and Major's disappearance, 20-year-old Jaheim Clark, died of apparent suicide as police closed in on his home 4 days ago. Over the past 24 hours, authorities arrested several people who may have knowledge of what happened, which narrowed down the search for Thursday. Of the 6 people arrested, 2 are still in custody. WISN reports Munzenberger's family says she was a victim of domestic violence, but did not give details. I truly don't have the words to express how sad this makes me. It literally broke my heart. I just really haven't been able to function much since finding out that Major did not make it. I was really hoping that he was found alive. But with that being said, rest in peace, Major. Rest in peace, Mallory. Shout out to all the domestic violence victims that have survived. A lot of women, as you see, do not make it out. So shout out to you women once again for being strong and being advocates for the women that are still stuck in these situations, men as well. Shout out to the Milwaukee Police Department. You know, we understand nobody's perfect, but we appreciate them still not giving up the search and finding Major. Shout out to Carlton Harris, Major's father. I know this is a very hard time for you, sir. Prayers and positive energy being sent your way. Also to the Munzenberger family. I mean, I'm just at a loss for words. I was really hoping that he was going to be okay. And it's very unfortunate, but I will keep you guys updated. There are 2 other people that have been arrested in this case. They believe that it is connected to Major. They have not stated why Major passed away. They have not stated the cause of death, just that he was found inside of a storage container on the side of the street with trash. So once again, very unfortunate. I will keep you guys updated. As you can tell, my spirits are very low, but hopefully, you know, by Major and Mallory getting justice, you know, it'll help all of us feel better. Once again, thank you all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next show. Bye.
Flex, 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 flex,